This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to 100 Points of Marketing. Today's experience is a highly interactive peer-to-peer conversation. Also, everyone here today is going to, very exciting, have a custom marketing plan that is specific to your TPA business. We are going back to school. We're going to challenge your marketing IQ, and hopefully everyone here just has just a little bit of fun. In front of you, or if you are listening at home, there is a workbook attached in the microsite that we've developed for the ASPA TPA Business Development Conference. Please, on the left-hand side of the screen, take a look at that workbook. What I'd like you to do is to download it and then open it up. Because in order to help you enhance your marketing, we need to understand where your marketing is today. So you'll notice there when you first open up the workbook, there's a prep course. Please fill out the prep course because we need to understand where your marketing is today so we can help you advance your TPA firm to tomorrow. So we're going to spend the next 2 minutes going through this together. And for those of you watching at home, please hit pause here, put a timer on your phone, and about 2 minutes or however long it takes, and then just hit play right back on this recording. Thanks again for watching. Okay, well, over the next 60 minutes, we're going to cover 4 primary sections. They are the basics, intermediate, advanced, and expert. In the basics, we are going to discuss what it is like to first digitally meet you. Then in the intermediate section, we're going to sit down with a plan sponsor and start to experience the client journey through their eyes. In the advanced marketing section, we're going to discuss ways on how you're keeping in front of your clients, your prospects, and your centers of influence so that way you can become the TPA within your community. And then in the expert section, we're going to challenge some different ideas. We're going to think outside the box. And we're going to talk about how you can leverage technology to really amplify and magnify your voice. Now, before we get started, if at any point in time you have a question, send us an email. We'll be very happy to respond. You can also shout out to us on LinkedIn or via Twitter. Either way, we are very, very excited for any questions, comments, and of course, feedback that you might have throughout this presentation. So with that, I would like everyone to meet Robert. Robert is the CEO of Kensington Group, and they have a $2 million retirement plan. Robert is looking for a new TPA. Hey, any TPAs listening today that want to work with Robert? He looks nice. All right, so what's Robert going to do? Robert most likely is going to send out an email. In our business, which is a relationship business, referrals are very common. Robert's going to send an email to his trusted network of professionals. That's going to include other CEOs, CFOs, presidents of companies, controllers, maybe his CPA, his wealth advisor, and say, our firm needs a new TPA. Who would you recommend? So then Robert is going to get back, let's say, 3 professional TPA introductions. And they are Sand and Sea TPA Solutions, Administrators Retirement Group, and Plan Designers of San Diego. Everyone's gotten these, right? Referrals? Yeah. All right. So when Robert got back these emails, each one of the respective centers of influence said, oh my goodness, this TPA is fantastic. We've been working them for 10 years. They have helped us through so many compliance hurdles and headaches. You have to reach out to them. Robert got that same response for all 3 of them. Well, what do you think Robert's going to do now? Is he going to jump in his car and drive to each one of the TPA shops, walk in, extend his hand and say, hi, my name's Robert. Nice to meet you. Or is he simply going to take his cursor and then click on their hyperlink to start to do his due diligence. Yeah, of course, he's going to click. And Robert is going to experience for the first time their digital storefront. Okay, so couple quick questions. Can anyone tell me how many advertisements we see per day? Every one of us. How many advertisements? For those of you playing at home, the answer is over 5,000. We see over 5,000 advertisements. That's a lot of information that we're being bombarded with. And when a couple years ago, when Google did a study a couple years ago, they found that when a person goes to a brand new website for the very first time, they spend on average 7 seconds looking at that website. Well, Google updated that statistic recently. And can anyone tell me now how long whenever any of us go to a new website for the very first time, how long we stay there? It's 3 seconds, like a blink of an eye. We immediately make a judgment, and then we either look more because we're curious, or we simply X out. So let me walk through these first 3 websites. So website A, we call this a billboard website. It has not been updated in many years. It's just static information. And you can see its design is not necessarily today's standards. Looking at website B, this one is what we call an in the guardrails website. It was probably developed around the year 2012, and it hasn't really been modified or tweaked that much since then. Also, chances are it is not mobile friendly, So this year, 2018, kind of an interesting trend has changed. Mobile phones have now taken over as the primary search vehicle. 51% of search is done on phones, 44% is done on desktops, and 4% is done on tablets. So it's really important to think about your phone, as that might be the first place Robert's looking for information on your company. Also, Google updated their algorithm now 2 times. And this latest edition, if your website is not mobile friendly, they'll actually punish you. So if someone types in administrator's retirement group into Google to find more information, well, if your website's not mobile friendly, Google's not going to put your website on the first page. They're actually going to put it towards the back, maybe like page 8. So it's going to make it very difficult for Robert to do his research on you. And then the last website, website C, this is a dynamic website. It goes from corner to corner. You can see that. It is mobile friendly as well as tablet friendly. So thinking about the different search mediums. Now, I'd like everyone to take a moment and to be reflective and to ask yourself, how does our website compare? So if you flip the page, you'll notice we're going to start with the basic section and give yourself a score from 1 to 10. Now, this information is purely for you and for your team as an exercise, so be honest. All right, great work. So now what's Robert going to do next? Oh, by the way, we have a saying here at 401k Marketing. And our saying is, the internet is editable. The internet's editable. So no matter what your website looks like today, on the screen in front of you, these are 9 different websites from the DIY all the way to the custom agencies that can help you to update your website. Okay, so now where is Robert going to look next? On all of our web pages, our number 1 viewed is our homepage. Our number 2 viewed webpage is our About Us, because we as humans, we are curious creatures. We want to know more. So Robert is most likely going to go to your biography. Who are you? What do you do? What's your experience? We have any shared instances? Wants to know about you. Well, let's find out what Robert is discovering. So everyone, please grab your smartphones. Grab your smartphones. Yeah. And please pull up your internet browser of choice. If you're looking at this and you have two monitors, it's a great opportunity to pull up your internet browser of choice on the other screen. Very simple exercise. What I'd like you to do is to type in your name. We are going to go on a digital journey, and I'd like you to Google yourself. So type in your name. All right, now focus on just the top 3 search results, just the top 3. And if you have your business biography that came up, great job. If it's your LinkedIn profile, fantastic. And if you have an article that you wrote and or were quoted in. Anyone have all 3? Right, awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, take a moment and flip over to images. Robert wants to know what you look like. He's curious. Maybe a spouse photo, vacation, the kids. This, by the way, is a digital audit. We recommend that you do this about every 6 months. Get your team together, do it on like a Friday, maybe a slower week, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Pick one person at a time, go around your conference room table and simply just Google them. Find out what information is on the internet about them. And then last, this doesn't happen often, but just flip over to YouTube real quick. See if there's any videos of you out there. Doesn't happen often, but every once in a while we'll find one. Well, chances are in Robert's due diligence, he's also going to find himself on one of your social media websites, and predominantly in the business community, that is LinkedIn. LinkedIn has over 500 million users, and 2 out of 5 of those users have some sort of decision-making capacity within their company. So as everyone knows, it's a great networking platform for professionals. Well, let's find out what Robert is going to see about you. Let's strengthen those LinkedIn profiles. Okay, please open up, again, either your browser or your smartphone. And what I'd like you to do is to locate your profile picture and then click on it to bring up your profile. Now, earlier in the conversation, I mentioned that you're going to get to know your neighbor. So if you're watching this with your team, what I'd like everyone to do is to either turn to your left, turn to your right, extend your hand and say, "Hi, my name is." All right, now in your workbooks, top right-hand corner of the basics section, the name that you just extended your hand and said, "Hi, my name is," what I'd like you to do is to write that exact name down, exactly how you said it. All right, good job. Because, well, Robert, when he's looking at your profile, he might understand that Michael and Mike are the same name. However, when he's looking for information, we want to make sure we're creating the most straight digital line so that way when Google is trying to connect everything together that has to do with you, that it's easy for them from a technology perspective to connect the numbers and the letters. Very important. Also, you have to remember that our CEO has never met you before. So let's say you have a referral from one of your to Robert, and it's a glowing referral. You have to meet my guy, Mike. He's the best. So Robert's going to begin his due diligence thinking your name is Mike. And then as he starts to learn more, if that name changes from time to time between your biography to Michael, to your social media profile, which is Mike, to other information he's finding on the internet, it's going to cause a little bit of a question mark in Robert's mind and go, is this the right guy? So we don't want to have that. We want to make sure it's as much of a straight line connection. So think about your biography online. What's the name? It should be the name that you just reached out and shook hands with. Your LinkedIn profile should be that name. Your business cards, all information about you should be the name that everyone knows you by. Next is on a professional headshot. We recommend that every 3 years you have a professional headshot done. Also, if you had any material changes, let's say you got a new haircut or maybe you lost a couple lbs, have a new profile photo taken. Because when you meet Robert for the first time and you want him to have immediate recognition, oh yeah, this is Mike. I'm really happy to meet you. All right, who has over 500 connections? 500. 1,000? Anyone have over 1,500 connections? Anything or more? When you have over 500 connections, it gives your profile what's called social media weight. It means when people are looking for you on social media, your profile is going to rank higher than others who do not have over 500 connections. It also shows that you're involved in the community and that you have experience as a professional. So one other thing I'll mention about the 500 connections, you ever noticed that underneath that there's this box on the left-hand side that says shared connections? Yeah. Okay, so that box, a lot of us are curious. We want to know who do we know in common? Let's find out. So what do? We click on the box. Yeah. How do you know this person? How do you know Adam? How do you know Stephanie? All right. Seems like we roll in similar circles. I like those people. That's something else that a lot of us, when we're doing our digital research, are going to click on. Interesting, 86% of people are going to Google you. They're going to look you up in advance before they accept a meeting with you. All right, and then the last section here is behind my head. It says retirement plan marketing is a journey. 2 years ago, LinkedIn updated their interface, and now you can add a profile picture. It's called a banner image. And if you have a cool hobby, let's say cycling or playing the guitar, and you wanted to show a little bit more personality, feel free to add a professional photo. If you live in a beautiful city and you want to show off how gorgeous it is, or a lovely small town with beautiful winding roads and trees, please update your profile. It's going to help Robert look at a more complete profile so he can feel more confident in connecting with you. By the way, if you don't have a banner, no worries, we got you covered. We've got about 15 different banners here, already optimized and sized specifically for LinkedIn. Just click, well, you're already on this hyperlink, so just scroll down below. You'll see them and feel free to download them. Have any questions, give us a call directly. So in your workbooks, please rank yourself. How does your LinkedIn profile compare? Give yourself points for having an updated profile picture within the last 3 years, a banner image, and over 500 connections. So that's it. Those are the basics. How we feeling? How we doing? Please, everyone, tally up your scores. All right. Now, for those of you at home, if at any point I'm going a little bit too fast, just hit pause for a moment and then make sure you have enough time to complete. Well, everyone, I have some great news. Whew, great news. Robert looked at your website. He looked at your LinkedIn profile and whoo, he was impressed. So much so that he is inviting you to come to the Kensington group at 10 a.m. on Tuesday morning. In attendance is going to be Robert, our CEO, and Pam, the Director of HR. Now, I'd like everyone just to take a moment and pause. Get the meeting invitation. What are you going to do next? How are you putting together your sales briefcase? What are you preparing? An agenda? A fact finder? Are you researching the Form 5500? You have a brochure? How are you putting it all together? So that way when you walk in and sit down with Robert and Pam for the first time. Okay, it is now 9:45 on Tuesday morning. You show up prompt and early. You walk in, you meet a lovely receptionist. She walks you to the conference room and she says, would you like any coffee, tea, or water? At 10 a.m. sharp, Robert and Pam walk in. They extend their hands. They said, we've been looking forward to this meeting all week. You come with glowing accolades. And what do we do in our American business culture? We shake hands and then we exchange business cards. So on this right-hand side of the screen, we have 3 different business cards. In the live interactive version of this, we had 3 printed business cards that everyone was going to look at and pass around and have a little touch and feel experience. However, for those of us at home, what I'd like you to do is look at the 3 A, B, and C. We have our 3 companies. So I'm going to walk through each one of you with them right now. So, Sand and Seed TPA Solutions. This business card is printing on a shiny, very glossy, shiny card, and it is written in a font called Comic Sans. Now, the founder, the creator of the Comic Sans font, publicly came out and said, please, everyone, stop using Comic Sans. I love that. Then we have our Michael Miller in the middle. See on the right-hand side, there's a QR code. Remember a couple of years ago, we thought QR codes were going to change the world. Well, guess what? They didn't. So if you have a QR code on your business card, please update your business card. And then the last one, Plan Designers of San Diego. It's just a clean card. It's got all the pertinent information on it. On the back of this card, it's a solid blue, and it has the address of the TPA. So take a moment, pull out your business card, look at it. How does your business card compare? When was the last time you had it updated or refreshed? Have you gone through a logo change, any color modifications, standardize your fonts? Take a look at that. And then give yourself a score in your workbook. We're now in the intermediate section. We'll flip the page. And give yourself a score on how your business card compares. If you need any support or help, we got you covered again. Great website. It's called Canva, CANVA.com. Tons of free website, tons of free business card templates. Just go on there right now and update them. For printing options, Vistaprint always has wonderful coupons online. And for a little bit heavier, paper stock Moo does a fantastic job. Oh no. Remember that nice receptionist who came in and offered you coffee, tea, or water? Well, she just came running in, hair on fire. There is an emergency, and Robert needs to go right now. This is not how Robert normally conducts business. So he very gracefully gets up and he goes, I am so sorry. This never happens. Never happens. However, it seems like there's something that I need to attend to right away. Whew. However, don't worry, no worries. We have Pam. Pam's a director of HR. She's a member of our retirement plan committee. She's going to take notes during our conversation today. And then when our committee meets back again in December, she's going to present those information and findings. So Robert shakes your hand, apologizes again, and then walks out. All right, no worries. Pam looks really nice. Pam looks like a nice person. We're going to have a good conversation with Pam. Okay, so let's kind of back up for just a second. Who is Pam? Who is she? 7 out of 10 HR professionals are females. 7 out of 10. And I know as a female, we're not supposed to talk about age. However, can anyone guess how old Pam is? Take a wild guess. Think about your clients. Who are the folks who sit in your HR departments? How old are they? Pam's about 44 years old. 44 years old. She's probably a member of SHRM, Society for Human Resource Management. They have about 300,000 members across the country, which is a lot. On average, Pam, most HR directors work around 50 hours a week. However, I know a lot of my HR friends would tell you they work more than that. They work more than that. And then can anyone guess who the largest segment in our country of gamers are? People who play video games. Well, it's women, ages 40 to 45, and the largest games are Candy Crush, Words with Friends, and Farmville. So chances are Pam is also a gamer. So my question to everyone now is, when you're thinking back to the information you had prepared, your sales briefcase, what did you put in there? Because as you go through the conversation, when Pam is going to represent your complicated information back to the committee in December, how well is Pam going to have memory recall on all of the pertinent details of your conversation? If you brought a yellow pad, how is that going to help Pam remember plan design, conversations around corrective distributions, compliance deadlines? You brought a folder that talks about your company, your biography, your years of experience, how you can support them. How's that going to help Pam remember the details of the conversation? Or if you brought a brochure that talks about what is plan design, talks about top-heavy testing, talks about safe harbor, how's that going to help Pam remember the pertinent information, the complexities in our business, so she can have enough information in December to be able to carry the ball and talk about what you do? So with that, I'd like everyone to think about what you put together, and then how does your marketing compare on a scale of 1 to 10? As we like to say, marketing is a direct extension of your firm. So I want you to think about that for a second, and then I want to take a step forward. So a lot of times, TPA business, we're not even in the room, right? The advisor is usually driving this conversation. So what information is the advisor presenting that represents your company? And how is that helping not only the advisor, but also that plan sponsor confidently say, okay, yeah, we need to hire this TPA? How is that marketing acting as an extension of your firm to help build confidence to move the ball forward? All right, that's our intermediate section. Please tally up your scores, 1, 2, and 3. So as we had mentioned, that the next retirement plan committee meeting is in December. So depending on what month we're currently in, that could be 1 month away, that could be 6 months away. So our question in this advanced section is, how are you consistently staying in front of your clients, your prospects, and centers of influence as they're going through their buying decision-making process? Are you adding Robert and Pam to your CRM? Are you connecting them with social media? Sending them a LinkedIn note. Hey, it was great meeting with you. Hi, it was great meeting with you last week. Look forward to continue our conversation. We share tips and tricks on social media specifically for employers. Are you adding them to any email campaigns that your company has? What about direct mail? Are you just leaving voicemails, or are you just following up the advisor, leaving voicemails with them? Hey, how'd that meeting go? When are we sitting down again? And we'll talk about digital ads a little bit in the expert section. So before we dive into how you can be omnipresent from a marketing perspective, I want to take 2 slides and discuss CRM and data cleanliness. So think about your CRM today, your contact list. How many contacts do you have in there? Think about your clients, your centers of influence, any prospects. How many are in there? 100, 500, 1,000 or more? We recommend that you have a contact list of at least 5,000. Sorry, 500. See if you're paying attention there. Of at least 500. So that way you can start to build momentum within your contacts and people can start to learn who you are. And then when you think about your CRM, how accurate is your data? When we talk to our clients, we hear 3 specific things about the accuracy of their data. It's Excel spreadsheets, it's data cobbled together over time, and it's a black box of mystery. So just take a moment and kind of think about the data that you have, the cleanliness, and then how accurate it is. If you need help cleaning up your CRM, there are companies out there that can help you to make sure that they have the right names, the right companies, titles, emails, LinkedIn addresses as well. So that way you can always make sure that you're delivering the right information to the right people. When plan sponsors go through the buying cycle, they go through 4 primary areas. The first one's awareness. So Robert became aware of your company through a Center of Influence introduction. Then he was interested, looked at your website, checked out your social media profiles. They invited into the Kensington group to have a decision, to have a conversation, to learn more. And then in the sales process that we're in, it's usually a pretty binary action. They either don't hire you or they do. So let's make sure that you can be consistently in front of Robert and Pam, dripping on them, developing more influence. So that way, as they go through this cycle, they're going to get to the end and go, of course we have to hire you as our TPA. Of course. So in your workbook, what I'd like you to do, it's on the next top hand corner of the next page. Please write in how many different ways you are currently in front of your clients, your prospects, and centers of influence. What content marketing does your organization use? And that's the advanced section. Please tally up your scores, and we're going to go on to the expert section in just a moment. Now, again, from a digital perspective, we are going a lot faster than we normally would do. So if you have, again, you will need to pause, come back, rewind different areas, please do that. Follow at your own pace that you are comfortable with. Now, before we begin the expert section, what I'd like you to do is extend your hands out in front of you. Just follow along. Extend your hands out in front of you and then cross your arms, okay? And then I want you to uncross your arms and then recross them the other way. Yeah, it's awkward, right? It's super awkward. Well, for some of us, this next section might feel like that. So we're going to talk about how to leverage technology. We're a little bit technical in terms of the marketing side, but don't worry, I'll be with you the entire way. So who here writes a blog? A blog is simply an online article. That's all it is. And if you're thinking about writing a blog, think of 3 common questions that your clients ask you, and then write a blog that responds to each one of those. Now you have 3 blogs. Once you do a blog, you can then turn that into social media posts, email campaigns, infographics. You can add your editors to local business journals, chambers of commerce, Rotary clubs. They're starving for content. So you add them to your email campaigns with your blog information. They will love that. They will love that, and eventually they'll start running your blog articles, and a lot of times it's for gratis, which is so wonderful. Turn them into videos and also turn them into direct mailers. If anyone has any questions on this, we can definitely help them. Another idea is to implement an email marketing campaign. So remember a couple minutes ago where I said, well, it can be a little awkward? Yeah, this looks a little awkward, right? So this here is a CRM that integrates with email. Simple story, simple. All right, so we've got Robert and we've got Pam. Robert keeps a clean inbox. At the end of every day, Robert has 0 emails in his inbox. I don't know how he does it. So for this instance, in this email campaign, what happens is you send Robert an email. It's an automated campaign. And Robert gets the email, and let's say it's about a compliance calendar. Well, Robert clicks on the email and opens it, and there's a button that says download our compliance calendar. Well, that's not really Robert's thing, so he doesn't click on it. That's okay. But he did open the email. And so what happens when he opens the email is that dominoes Robert into the next sequence of the email marketing campaign. And so let's say the next sequence of the campaign talks about cash balance plans. Robert's interested in cash balance plans. So he clicks on it, and it's a little video. It's a little explainer video of what is a cash balance plan. Well, that's kind of cool. Well, that leaps Robert into the next section of the email automation. And the next one is on stretching the match. Robert likes to save a couple dollars for the organization as the CEO. So he looks at, and it's an infographic. He downloads the infographic. What is stretching the match? This is interesting to me. Now, all the while, as Robert is engaging with this campaign, because it's attached to a CRM, it's tracking and recording his actions. Tracking and recording his actions. So that way, the next time you look at Robert's profile, you can see all of the items that he opened, clicked, watched, downloaded, and then you can start to build a personal persona, a buying persona of Robert. What's he interested in? Fee benchmarking, plan design, cash balance, corrective distributions. Maybe that happened to him one time. Once. And then you can have an advanced conversation with Robert about the topics that are specific and he is interested in. Now, whereas Pam, Director of HR, she's got 2,000 unread emails, and she's not getting to them anytime soon. So the same thing. Pam gets an email. It's about a compliance checklist. Well, that day, Pam was so busy. She didn't get a chance to open that email. She was running around. Well, the system then knows to wait, and then it sends another email with another compliance. Let's say this time it's an infographic. Well, that day, Pam was eating her lunch at her desk, and she's like, oh, compliance infographic. That's great. So she clicks on it. She opens it up. And she's like, this is awesome. She saves it on her desktop. Now she has a calendar that she knows when compliance deadlines are due. Well, that action moves Pam into the next sequence. And so let's say the next sequence is on cybersecurity. And Pam's really concerned about cybersecurity in the organization. It's a little video that explains how to protect yourself, what is cybersecurity, and then how to prevent fake loans. So Pam watches the video. Whoa, this is really cool. So that moves Pam into the next level of the domino. And let's say that the system waits, and then they send her an infographic that describes more about cybersecurity. Pam's too busy that day. She doesn't get to it. But all the while, what you're doing is you're building your persona so you know Pam's interested in compliance and cybersecurity. So the next time I sit down with them, I've got really great data intelligence. Maybe I'll prepare my sales briefcase a little bit differently because I know what are the hot buttons, what are the trends that they're thinking about so we can align our services. And this information you can also share with the advisor. I'm sure they would love that. So that's going to help them to have more advanced conversations as well. Another is on Google Ads. So in order to run a Google ad, you have to have Google Analytics on the back end of your website. So first thing in your workbook, make sure that you have Google Analytics. Talk to your tech team, just send them a quick message and find out. And then if you want to run Google Ads, how it works is you start with a geofence. Where's your location? What plans, what area do you want to have a concentration in? So you start off by geofencing a specific region of our country. And then from there, you put in search keywords. What are the words that Robert and Pam would organically place into Google, into a search engine to look for information about a TPA? Hey, no worries. Left-hand side right now of the screen, we've got a cheat sheet of those words. Also at the bottom of the microsite, you'll see them listed out again. Any questions, give us a call. And when you do a Google Ads campaign appropriately, you can actually be in front of hundreds and thousands of plan sponsors, which is really cool. Advisors, plan sponsors, centers of influence, you name it. You kind of take over the digital space. There's another type of online ad, and they're called display ads. So I want you to kind of think about, I'm sure everyone here does online shopping, right? Online shopping of some variety. Okay. So when you're doing online shopping, let's say you are on Nordstrom.com and you're looking at a pair of sneakers, and you have the sneakers and they're in the cart, and you're getting ready to check out your cart online, and boop, you get a text message, oh man, and you're off like the wind, you forget about the cart, and you X out and move on with the rest of your day. Well, have you ever noticed that the next time you open your internet browser again, that those shoes are somewhere staring back at you? Those sweet kicks that you were looking at. There's like an ad that has them there. And you're like, oh man, those shoes. Oh, I totally want to do that. A lot of our guy clientele, Brooks Brothers, do this very well for them. So that's called remarketing. And these are called display ads. So if Robert and Pam go to your website, and if you have a Google Ads campaign set up, it'll cookie the back end of their browser, and then whenever there's ad space available, it'll then display your ads. So let's say it's your company name, a nice photo, a call to action, click to download our newest article on cybersecurity. Click to download our newest update on 199A, but I think you would want to use some different language there. So click to update, click to download how you can save money on taxes and increase your retirement plan account balance. Lots of different ways that you can change language that acts as a quality call to action specific to your TPA and gets people going, oh, I wonder what that is. That's curious. And that's called display ads. So the question is, how can you be everywhere? How many advertisements do we see per day? 5,000. And the goal is to make sure that when your clients or prospects and your centers of influence are going through the buying decision making process, you are omnipresent. You are everywhere. So with that, school is almost out. In your workbooks, please fill out the expert section as we go through that. This is all bonus materials at the moment. And I've got 2 more exciting things to share before we conclude today's webinar. 2 more exciting things. The first is when you finish the expert section, I want you to flip the page, and then there's a tally score. Add in all the points you got from the prep work, the basics, the intermediate, the advanced, and the expert. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to see your score rankings. And for those of you, no matter where you scored, we got you covered. The next couple of pages, those are called pro tips. And each one of them has a short paragraph with the concept around that marketing idea, and then a pro tip on specifically how you can implement that within your business. So today we covered the basics, what it is like to digitally meet you for the first time. Then in the intermediate section, we discovered what it is like to sit down with a plan sponsor and start to experience the buying decision making from their eyes. In the advanced section, we discussed ways that you can stay in front of your clients, prospects, and centers of influence so that way you can become the TPA in your community. And in the expert section, we talked about new ways you can use digital technology as a tool to help amplify and magnify your voice. So with that, I want to say thank you everyone so much for joining today. I'm Rebecca Hourhan with 401k Marketing. I appreciate your time and thank you for being awesome.